Welcome everyone to the finale to the Versus Trilogy. That's right, me and Tom did another Versus race, this time in Mario Sunshine. This was the last game for us to play in the 3D All-Star Collection, and it was chaos. We both anticipated this one to be easier than Galaxy, but we were both very, very wrong. This 6.5 hour shit show was something, I'll tell you that. So, without further ado, let's get right into my final supercut for a while. Starting off at the airport, this mission isn't hard whatsoever. All we really had to endure was the cutscenes. Those were the only long parts. The only thing I messed up on was trying to skip the cutscenes and hitting the minus button, which brought up the All-Stars menu, which lost me mere seconds. It didn't matter much anyway, because I ended up beating the first star with ease quicker than Tom. Part of the course with these verses, I get the first star of the race. What happens next, you may ask? Mario goes to fucking jail. For some reason, even though all the Piantas saw Mario get off the plane, they think he caused the solar eclipse of the sun. Anyway, skipping past these cutscenes, it's time to begin the real journey. Again, we go and fight another goo monster like the one on the airstrip. After that, we watch Shadow Mario just casually stroll up to Peach and take her. It is now up to us to save her, I guess. After saving Peach, we must follow Shadow Mario into Bianco Hills, and we do so as Tom is barely behind us. This first mission is extremely easy. All we have to do is kill our little goo buddy again. Easy shine, let's move on. Next up, Mr. Petey himself. It was a breeze of a fight. Nothing to note except the fact that he has a ledge for some reason. It was time for our first dose of hell, the secret missions. In this game, these levels are my kryptonite. These levels are the definition of awful level design. The game's controls are super loose, so no FLUDD makes these levels so difficult. Somehow though, we first tried it, so I won't complain. Red coins were next on the list, and it was super quick, no problems. Time for a rematch. Peter decided that he had enough, so he trashed the town and then decided to take a nap. After a relatively easy Peter fight, we claim the star as Tom continues to struggle on red coins.
I feel like I'm gonna get an aneurysm just for doing this crap. Why did you grab? Why? Mario, why are you incapable of grabbing? Why are you dumb and incapable of grabbing?
Next on our list is another secret mission. This time, it looks 10 times worse than the first one. After 6 painful deaths, on attempt 7, we finally pulled through. On to our final mission of the hills, where we cleanse Shadow Mario by dousing him in the water. I did have an interesting question at this point.
The one thing I never understood is why can Shadow Mario run through the water and swim in the water, but our water he can't handle?
That's a good question. I never actually noticed that.
Still to this day, we have no answers on that question. We finished off Shadow Mario, and now it's time for Rico Harbor. Rico Harbor starts off with us fighting a goo monster to unlock it. At this point, this battle has become so easy because of how many times they force us to do it. After that quick encounter, we make our way into Rico Harbor. The first mission in Rico Harbor is nothing to write home about. All we gotta do is kill this innocent blooper baby. Clearing this fight brings us to our second shine of the harbor, blooper surfing. This is the game's attempt to punish me because of how quickly we dealt with the first shine. After only one failed attempt, we claim our star. Then, Tom manages to get the first game over of our long race.
I would go from the red platforms to the blue platforms. You don't have to make that far of a jump.
No. I'm pretty sure that's game over for me, and I have to... Yep. Game over! I gotta sit for 3 whole minutes.
We then swiftly kept moving forward onto this random jungle gym, basically that spawned in the middle of the harbor. As I climbed, we discussed our past game overs.
Okay, good job, game.
Oh, the 3 minutes is actually a penalty in this challenge? Yes. I don't think we ever initiated... Or actually, no, in 64 you had a penalty for dying.
Yeah, at the very end, too. I remember that. I died... Rainbow Ride, I think it was. Don't spin, Mario. I didn't tell you to spin. I think it was Rainbow Ride. I just remember we were both on the 3rd floor. And then I died. And that was the main catalyst for how you caught up.
With Shine 11 in our grasp, we are now somehow 5 shines ahead of Tom, but a lot can happen in the next 5 hours. Next on our shine list is the next stupid secret mission. As we are going in, Tom made a shocking discovery.
I would like to be able to catch up and not be 5 behind.
Okay, Mario. Good.
Wait,
Good
what?
wall jumping.
Because I didn't save. I have to restart the PD fight.
Oh.
So now instead of being 5 ahead, we are 6 ahead. Time to platform, and would you look at that? Before I could finish my sentence, we died. Shocker. You'll be seeing a lot of death this time around. After 8 terrible deaths, we got our shine. Time for a rematch. Thank God the next level after that wasn't something horrible, or I could have ended up with a hole in my monitor. After making light work of the Gooper Blooper, we moved on to another bad level. This game just throws bad level after bad level at you. Not only do you have to collect 8 red coins on the worst controlling squids ever, but you have 2 minutes. This level was gonna be hell. I feel like I've said that a lot already, but truly, this game became Dark Souls for me and Tom. 5 deaths later and a game over, we finally claimed our shine. Oh, and did I mention that you had to get the shine on the back of the squid?
I lost nearly all my health because of that.
Oh my god, we jumped on another squid. You have to be kidding me. What is this? This is the most flawed mission in the game. Okay. Line ourselves up.
Back here again. See, that was.
No!
I tried doing that so many goddamn times, and just now it decides to work.
Oh.
What is your problem, game?
I have no idea what Miyamoto was on, but fuck man, this is just the tip of the iceberg for us. Shadow Mario is back, and this time we are surrounded by his weakness. Seriously, Shadow Mario got hard counterpicked to Rico Harbor. After flailing around this fuck-ass jungle gym in the harbor, we finally shot him dead. Time to get the hell out of here and go to Gelato Beach. Before moving into Gelato Beach, Tom did a sick recovery.
No! Get up!
Oh my god. Tom, how did you pull that off?
I don't know. He would not get up.
Goo Monster time! You guessed it. To unlock our next world, we have to fight a Goo Monster. What is this game's obsession with Goo Monsters? Seriously? Now, you may be wondering what the first mission in this brand new world is. It's a stupid secret mission. Though this one wasn't as hard as most, I almost died tragically.
All-Stars collection because I don't have the original copy of the game.
Mario. Okay, good job. You didn't fall in a hole.
You literally sounded just like the flood there.
Well, when am I not the flood? I've always cursed
Yeah, we both have.
After a swift first attempt, we grab our shine. As we move into our second mission all about killing stupid birds on solar panels, I'm realizing a lot of the notoriously hard levels are all in Gelato Beach. Luckily, after lots of time later, we were able to first try this level. After knocking said Wiggler off his sunbathing experience, we had to challenge him to a boss battle. This fight in particular isn't that hard of a fight, but it really is just annoying. Funny enough, at the same time we were on our boss battle, Tom was in a boss battle over in Rico Harbor. As the Wiggler entered its final phase, it did something I did not realize it could do.
There we go. There's always some level in Mario that exists.
It's climbing the
That is-
mountain.
After that lovely boss, it was time to enter Hell. How many times have we entered Hell in this stream? The real fun begins now, folks. It's the Sandbird. Would you guys be surprised to hear I got a game over on the Sandbird? Probably not. As we slowly wait for our 3 minutes to end, Tom did something interesting.
I only ever played Mario Party 10 and Superstars.
DS is on top. I loved DS.
Yeah, DS had some banger games.
And
Mario
banger
Kart.
music. Did you just
That's
go
not-
right through the platform?
I did. That's not physics.
Let's skip to the end of Sandbird Hell because do you guys really want me to talk about all my deaths here? It's pointless. We eventually made it through onto our next challenge in Gelato Beach. Inception. What do I mean by Inception? I mean a race inside of a race. That is right, we are back racing our little Pianta human. He's so easy here. It was a quick one and done, on to the next. Maybe I spoke too soon though on the hard levels being in Gelato Beach because next up was a super simple red coin mission where the only problem we ended up facing was a rogue red coin.
So lucky. Give me the freaking red coin! Please, red coin! Stop running! Look at this thing, it's literally running away from me!
see that.
Oh my god.
How have you not touched it already?
Come back, please. And it's clipping into the ground.
May I mention before we move on, Tom first tried the secret mission in Rico Harbor that took us almost 10 tries to beat, which just shows that people struggle on different things. What time is it now? Shadow Mario time. This one is especially funny to me because why on God's green earth would Shadow Mario, someone weak to water, decide to come to a beach of all places? Again, Shadow Mario, you got hard counterpicked here. After a grueling chase around the whole map, we finally got rid of him. Time to go relax at the island's wonderful theme park of Pinna Park. The first taste of Pinna Park we get is this wonderful computer animation of Shadow Mario's weird-ass tongue. In the park we go, and now we have to deal with a whole-ass Mecha Bowser. My memories of this boss battle must have been wrong because I did this battle super easily. It was only the motion sickness that was a problem, like holy fuck, this camera is so messy. Some deep lore drops later, we finally nab our first shine in Pinna Park. Can we quickly take a pause to give Tom our deep condolences because twice now he has died to the blooper red coins in Rico Harbor. This man has gone through it so far this race, but then again, we both have. I've just had a little bit more success. Time for us to hop into Pinna Park's first secret mission, which I would have to say is probably the easiest one in the entire game. We first tried this level like a boss and moved on to the next mission. As we were doing that, Tom finally made it out of Rico Harbor and moved on to Gelato Beach. Before we move on, I must say this script is getting super hard to write, to be honest. After watching all the footage up to this point, this game repeats levels consistently, so I feel so much deja vu because it feels like I've talked about this before, but the reason I feel that way is because these levels keep repeating in each world. While I made my way through Pinna Park's red coins and Tom tried to make his way into Gelato Beach, we discussed which versus race we thought was the hardest.
Yeah, I think Galaxy was like the one that I did not have a serious issue with.
I'm trying to think, like, which one has been the hardest so far? Because so far, this one's not been overly difficult. I think 64 was the hardest one for me.
It's the one section that one section in this game was definitely the worst for me.
Yeah, because you've not really, like, slowed down since then.
Yeah.
I think if we're talking overall, which one was the hardest, I'm going to say 64.
Yeah, I'd agree.
By the end of this race, I can tell you my mind at least was very much changed. We collected all the red coins, got our shine, and then moved on to the next level, which honestly, this level is very interesting nowadays. We are on the beach, and we have to kill some turtles because the sunflowers can't bloom? I mean, come on, they were just innocently sleeping turtles and we have to kill them? I mean, come on, Miyamoto. After slaughtering this poor family, the sunflowers bloom and we can grab our shine. We then end up spending an absurd amount of time trying to scale this little tower in the park, but at the end of the day, we always finish the level and we always get a shine. Afterwards, me and Tom talked about the new Yoshi mechanic.
Oh, I have to get Yoshi.
I don't even remember what Yoshi controls are in this game. Or like how he controls.
I know he's got the spray, like the mouth spray.
Oh yeah. That was weird, right?
Yeah, definitely not...
Replacing the tongue with essentially him barfing.
Definitely wasn't like the first thing that came to my mind.
Speaking of Yoshi, it was time to move on to getting Yoshi. I went into Pinna Park to get a fruit and then to unlock Yoshi. We then did the only right thing to Yoshi, which was to string him up onto the merry-go-round for the rest of eternity. And what does Yoshi do to punish us? He puts us into a secret level. Tom and I then went blow for blow with game overs, me getting one in the secret level and then Tom on the sandbird. We then discussed our history with game overs and our versus races past.
I don't think we ever got a single penalty in Galaxy.
No, funny enough, we never got a penalty in Galaxy.
And we got 2 penalties in 64, 1 each.
I don't remember you getting a penalty.
I know you did for sure.
Yes, I did 1000%, but I do not remember you getting one. Because I remember...
This game has already taken more penalties to do, so...
Yeah. I remember in the supercut of 64 making a big deal out of the penalty occurring. And I think it was only me that one time getting the penalty.
Tom beats the Sandbird as I decide I might as well get another game over. As Tom was dealing with clipping red coins, I had to deal with the fact that I always needed to find an orange Yoshi.
It's so satisfying to eat these things.
Satisfying?
Listen, I'm not speaking well right now.
Yeah, I'm just being a troll.
What? You don't want this Yoshi? What? Huh?
There's a different fruit you need to get?
There's a right... Like that, only orange Yoshi disappeared. Okay. So I need to go eat an orange fruit.
We got the right colored Yoshi, went back into the secret mission, and actually got our shine this time. I for sure didn't die 2 times in the process. What time is it now, you may be asking? Why, it's Shadow Mario time. This time he did not get hardcore counterpick, but as always, we win. As we now free ourselves from the shackles of Pinna Park, we move on to a new land, Serena Beach. Serena Beach opens with the worst fucking level man has ever created, the Manta fight. What might this fight entail, you're asking yourselves at home? Well, we deal with an electric polluted phantom manta ray. This thing will spread into hundreds and hundreds of tiny pieces of shit, each one with the power to fling you and shock you like this.
Literally. Oh my god, I'm being tossed between them! Oh my god. This is horrific. Tom, I think you found a strategy for catching up.
Not to mention, even the goo that is left behind by all of these mantas is electric and can shock and kill you. To put it bluntly, this fight is fucking awful. Not only does this fight suck, but this game must also hate me because this happened.
It shouldn't be that bad.
Oh, Tom, I just clipped through the ground.
You would think that would only ever happen to a person once, but would you be shocked if I said it happened again?
Okay, you're gonna spit.
Oh, whoa, oh! I clipped through a building! What is happening?
After that second glitch, we got Yoshi, ate the fruit, and went back into fight the spawn of Satan. Lucky for us, on the first attempt back at it, we killed the Manta. Now it was time to do something annoying. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed, use boost to scale the hotel to then have to do a really annoying secret level that killed me 15 times. You'd be right. Now after that whole situation, Tom has made a real dent in the shine difference. Instead of me having a commanding lead like I have had this whole time, it is now only a 2 shine difference with Tom tackling some levels that were easier than the ones I was doing. I then attempted to do a speedrun trick because I was fed up with Serena Beach and all its bullshit. Then, as if this race wasn't wild or crazy enough, Tom just disappeared.
One of these doors like open? Does one of these doors open? Where's my freaking pineapple? I actually don't know what to do. I don't know where this pineapple is. Oh? What happened to... Why did my Discord close?
When we went to restart, I messed up on my splits and did not feel like trying to figure out what to do to fix it, so splits are gone now. Time to get back into the insanity of this hotel maze. Being desperate for sleep and Mario Sunshine are not the best pairing in the world, I do have to say. After attaining Yoshi, it was time to get our star, which we did with relatively no pain.
Oh, that's not a hard flag to get to.
Are you
wanna-
kidding me?
What I have failed to mention in all this chaos is that Tom has been slowly making up for the lost progress at the start and has now caught up to me. At this point, it is a dead even game with him being in Noki Bay dealing with a secret mission and then me being in Serena Beach dealing with a secret mission. Jesus, this stretch of time is hell for the viewer because who wants to watch all of these secret missions? Not only was this level a secret mission, but this whole level prior to this point has only been RNG. To access this secret, you have to deal with slot machines at first, which aren't that bad, but the final piece of this puzzle is a shine flip puzzle where only water flips the tiles, and for some fucking reason, none of the tiles want to turn for me! To put it bluntly, this level is a no-go for game overs, because then we would have to do the RNG casino all over again. Luckily for us, this secret mission is not one of the difficult ones, and it only cost us 1 life. We have claimed this lead back, and now it is time to deal with the big man himself, King Boo. This level is honestly nothing to write home about. Simple boss fight with the patent Nintendo RNG. Who couldn't love that? You know, every time I think Serena Beach can't get any worse, it manages to get worse. Our next mission is to clean this beach. A wholesome cause and a good message from Nintendo done in the worst way possible. Nintendo, seriously, when you were making Serena Beach, were you guys just feeling evil? Like, what was the thought process here? In a lucky turn of events, we first tried this level. If the younger me could see me do this first try, he would be extremely proud. Who's ruining the hotel now? It's Shadow Mario. This little devil decided to make this probably the hardest Shadow Mario level yet. The hotel is so clunky to get around and he can go anywhere, which resulted in me losing him for a while, but eventually we got him and we were able to say adios to Serena Beach. 2 worlds left, and next on the list is Noki Bay. Does anybody even like Noki Bay? It is boring and doesn't have any memorable missions besides the eel teeth cleaning and the jar of red coins. Like, the other worlds have so many superior missions. Anyway, after climbing the side of a cliff, we unlocked the waterfall and got our shine. Next up on the list of shines was a rematch of the blooper from Rico Harbor. This level is not hard whatsoever. We just climb through some tunnels in the walls and get to the fight. Easy shine. Why don't we check on Tom to see how he is doing?
Are you kidding me?
It did it again! What do I have to do? Why can't I stop falling through that effing hole?
Yeah, me and Tom were not having it this time. Usually these supercuts end up in more of a back and forth kind of thing, but that is not how this one has panned out. Remember how I mentioned a jar of red coins? Well, it's time to go inside of it now. This mission is super easy, just has some really janky controls. Now, like clockwork, the next recognizable mission appears. It's Eel Dentist time. This mission, like most, isn't hard, just super annoying. For some reason, even with the bowl on our head, we lose health as time goes on underwater, so we constantly have to go around the arena and find some coins. We get our shine and move on to race our little human Pianta buddy. This race is probably the easiest shot in the game. For some odd reason, it takes him 40 seconds to get from this point to this point, when it only takes me 28 seconds. Now it's time for what nightmares are made of. The level that still haunts me to this day. The level that Tom got stuck on for forever. The Shell Secret. This is for sure the hardest secret mission in the entire game. 4 deaths later, we take out the secret mission. Shadow Mario time, and of course we deal with our normal BS of not being able to hit him at all.
Please don't touch that. Man, how am I supposed to get you over there?
Am I not hitting you with my water? Oh, have none of my hits registered.
We finally get rid of him, and now it is time for the end game, folks. 5 pages later, and we finally reach the last world of the game, Pianta Village. This world has some interesting levels, some more difficult, some more annoying. The first level is an easy one. All we have to do is drown a bunch of chain chomp children. Remember, folks, always be kind to your pets. Swiftly moving on, now we have to race our little human Pianta buddy, and shit, before I could even finish this entire sentence, I finished the race. Time to go onto the map, because for some reason, this whole map is flooded with fire goop, and Flood was stolen from us. We ended up game overing and almost blundering really hard before getting our shine, but in the end, we got our shine. We then gave a big chain chomp a bath and were rewarded with the last challenge before it was smooth sailing to the end of the game, the Chucksters. This level is the last little bit Nintendo can throw at you before it's time to sail to Bowser. In this level, you are tasked with using a variety of different Piantas laid throughout the level so that you can chuck yourself to different platforms. The real kicker in all of this is get the angle or the timing slightly wrong and you are tossed into the abyss. In the end, it took us 8 attempts to conquer the Chucksters with some lovely, lovely BS along the way.
Oh my... Oh! You have to be a different kind of physicist, Nintendo. Because I don't know, the way that physics work in the real world, you hit a wall, you stop. You don't bounce like 6 times and then get dragged into the void.
Time to speed it up a little bit and spend some time cleaning up the Piantas because for some reason they cannot clean the goo off themselves. With that, it is time for the last mission before Bowser, which is our last encounter with Shadow Mario, which ended up being the easiest of all of them. With that last shine, Defino Plaza has been flooded, and that is our cue to follow Shadow Mario into Corona Mountain. Platforming before getting to the Bowser fight isn't that hard, just about timing and using Flood's hover nozzle. The hard part in this pre-Bowser fight section comes when you hop into a jank-ass boat and have to use Flood and some RNG to steer it to the end of the mountain. Luckily for us, I was absolutely locked in and it only took one attempt to get to where I needed to get. After using the rocket nozzle to scale some clouds, it was time to watch a cutscene over the Bowser family bathing in some hot green water. What the hell even is this game at this point? With that, it becomes a simple game of rocketing up, then super ground pounding. We do that 5 times in a row and beat this game once and for all. With that done, I have officially won the race, meaning me and Tom have a decision to make.
So where does this all stand? Like, because either in Super Mario 64, it's either we tied or you won. In Galaxy, I won. And in this game, you won. So it's either we stay tied or you won.
Honestly, I think we stayed tied. I don't think there's enough evidence to prove that I won in 64. I was actually just looking the other day too. It's not enough to prove that there's enough of a difference. It is identical.
It really was.
I don't mind
But it was-
1 and 1.
It was just so funny how that happened though. It's like we could not replicate that even if we tried.
No, absolutely not.
And with that, the final record for all the versus races is 1, 1, and 1. But maybe one of these days we can finally set the record straight now that I know when I can and can't stream. This video has been forever in the making because I don't have a lot of the time that I used to have. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, please. Tom, thank you so much for putting up with me and everything we have done together. A total of 25 hours of collabing for us at this point, and I only hope that number will continue to rise. You're an amazing buddy, and I wish you nothing but the best in all of your future content and life endeavors. Thank you everyone for tuning into the Supercut, and I will see you guys in the next one.